This
Everything is
conference will
clear,
now be
only
recorded.
but only one thing is not clear about this architect and admin. Difference between architect and admin.
So if you have 10 years experience, then you'll be architect. Okay, simple. So
Coming from
architecting, if you have 10 plus years 10 plus years experience, then you'll become architect.
okay,
Right.
okay.
See,
So
admins means like yeah, who has a 3 years experience, 4 years experience, 5 years experience, all these things. So for those guys, they will give admin work. Architect means so like 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 10 plus, then they will give architect work.
Yeah, I will give some small example for that if you want. Like you.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
yes.
architect means you have to be end to end designing. You are not going to touch any configuration management and all. You have to give entire solution to the organization. So system admin will follow the steps what architect given. That is a simple concept. So he will configure everything. You have to give design.
okay,
That's it.
okay. Thank you so much for that, Narendra.
Sandeep, no, see, I think you will get only admin work. You will not get any kind of architect. No, okay. So
Okay, okay, okay.
architect means so you should know everything Linux, AWS, Windows, the setup, end-to-end setup. So
Okay,
not only so you not only AWS, you should know Linux, AWS, backup technologies, storage technologies,
So entire organization.
database technologies. So the total infrastructure, you should know total infrastructure environment. Okay. So if
okay,
you want to get like architect level experience, then you should have 10 plus years experience. Then only they will consider your profile as an architect.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Right. Okay, right. So any other questions? So did you open that account, AWS free tier account?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, Ram.
Okay, fine, thanks. Any questions in the two videos, Narendra and Sandeep?
No, no,
No, Ram.
it's clear.
Only that
Okay,
architect and
right.
admin is yes, it's now clear. Everything is fine, Ram. You can
Yes,
continue.
yes. Okay, fine. Okay, right. So today we'll start. Okay. So our first service IAM. So daily I will record the sessions and I will upload into Google Drive and I will share you the Google Drive link. Okay. So later you can download, you can go through later also. If you miss one or two sessions also, so you can go to the recording session. Okay,
Ram,
fine.
before that, we need to open our accounts now, or we can simply listen. That's enough. Or we should
No,
follow.
just simply listen what I'm saying. Okay, so just listen.
Okay,
So
okay, Ram.
right, I will upload the recording session. So if you have any
Okay,
doubts, right, so you can go through the recording session. Okay, you can practice, and I will give documentation also for theory.
okay, okay, Ram. Thank you. Okay,
Okay, it's very simple. Yeah, no need to worry. Very simple. Okay, but no, you have to practice. Practice at least 2 to 3 times. You have to read 2 to 3 times. Then it's very easy. So no need to worry about.
The
okay, okay.
terminology is difficult. Technology is same. Eh?
Yeah, technology is same. Okay, so that terminology we should remember. So our first service is IAM. So IAM means Identity and Access Management. It's kind of user management. Sandeep, any idea what is the user management under?
User management means like creating IDs,
Okay,
user accounts,
okay,
so passwords and all. So that yeah.
right. Creating users, groups, and okay,
Group.
assigning permissions, policies, those things. Okay, same thing. Here also same thing. Okay, same concept.
Okay.
Okay, so identity and access management. Okay, so the short form will call the IAM.
IAM means identity and management.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Ram.
Yes.
Okay, you can see here identity and access management. Okay, IAM. Sandeep, if you are not speaking, right, just put in mute. Okay, thanks. So our first service is IAM, Identity and Access Management. So it's kind of like a user management. So we will create users, groups, and we will provide the accesses, permissions, policies. Same, okay. If you take any technology, so VMware, Linux, any storage tools, any backup tools, any technology, there will be some user management, right? To creating users and providing access levels. There are different access levels, right? So read only, read write, L1 access, L2 access, admin access. There will be different type of access. Same thing here also. So we used to create the users, groups, will provide access, admin access, read only, read write. For example, someone from database, for that guy, we will provide the database access. From someone from networking team, then we will provide the networking access. Like this one guy from L3 guy, a senior guy, like who has 5+ years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. For him, we will provide the admin access. So this one new guy, like fresher, or 1 year, 2 year, 3 years guy. For those, we will provide the read-only access, only some few level access, some like kind of L1 or read-only access. Same thing. Okay, if you take any technology, not only AWS, so Linux, VMware, Windows, backup tools, storage tools, there will be some user access, user management. Same thing here, also same thing. Here in AWS, the terminology will be the identity and access management, IAM, identity and access management. So using this service, right? So we will create the users, groups, and we'll create some rules. Later I will explain what is the rules and we'll provide some policies, some permissions, all those things under. I'll provide you this link. Okay, I'll give this link so you can. What we'll do first, we'll go through the topics, all these topics. What is groups? How to create? What is users? How to create? What is the roles, policies, settings, these reports? How to create all those things? Later we'll discuss that architecting, how to architect. So this architecture, okay, this architecture. So lastly we will discuss this architecture, IAM architecture. So IAM, Identity and Access Management, is where you manage your AWS users, groups, and roles and their access to AWS accounts and services. We see here, we have a lot of resources, right? So storage, databases, or compute, and networking. Yeah, networking and for example, Sandeep from the network team. So I will give only network related access for Sandeep. For example, Narendra from a database team. For example, this database is working from the database. So I will give for Narendra, so only database related access. For example, Sunil from fresher, a new joiner, fresher who has like 1 year experience, 2 years experience in that. So I will give you read-only access for all services, or only for particular services. Read only for S3, read only for EC2, read only for RDS, a database, read only for this networking components and all. Okay, so we can provide the access for AWS account and the services. Same thing, whatever just we discussed, right? So IAM provides access and access permissions to AWS resources such as EC2, S3, DynamoDB, networking. Okay, so admin, like read only, all those things. So what is region? What is region? I think already I explained in second video. What is the region?
Region. It's for located in data centers.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Um, so the region means the geographical area, the geographical area. Okay, so so Mumbai is one region, so Singapore is one region, North Virginia one region, Origin one region. If you see AWS account, there will be different regions. Virginia, Ohio, North California, Oregon, Mumbai, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney. So total how many regions are there? I think I explained in second video.
15.
How many?
15
15.
region,
Um,
3 for Unauthorized, totally 18.
exactly. Yes. So regions means like a geographical area. So geographical area. For example, Mumbai is one region. So Mumbai is one region. So okay, you can see here in India we have only in Mumbai we have our the region means so Mumbai is one region here. Within the regions we have the multiple availability zones. What is the availability zone?
So it's internal data centers. So
Yes, yes,
local data
yes, yes,
centers.
yes, yes. So Mumbai is one region. So within the region, so there will be multiple data centers. Depends upon the region. In Mumbai, we have two available zones. In Mumbai, two available zones. Why means why multiple means like for high availability. For high
HA.
availability and all, so we'll for HA and all, we'll maintain the multiple available zones. So II means the so here what is the global? Consider some global. What is the global? Any idea? Any guesses?
You will
So
access
global means
across the data
yeah,
centers.
yes, exactly across the regions. Yes, exactly. So if you create one user or one group or something, one policy, one permission, that policy, that user, that group will reflect across all the regions. Okay, so we can use same user in wherever you want in multiple regions. So IAM is a global service. It's very important. In interview, they will ask whether IAM is global service or regional service. Like EC2 global or regional, S3 global or regional, VPC global or regional. So this kind of questions they will ask in interview. So here IAM is global service. Means IAM is global to all AWS regions. Creating a user account will apply to all the regions. If you create one user, so so by default it will applicable for the all the regions, all the regions. So any questions, Sandeep? Are you able to follow me? Any questions?
No, Ram. Yeah, no questions. Following.
Okay. So this is the IAM console. So the very first time, right? The very first time here you can see. So this is the security status. Security status. Once you open your account, once you open your account, right? So you can see all warning messages here. Like this is what is security status, like best practice. Once we open our account, right? For demo and all, okay. In production, once we create our production account, so then we should follow the some best practices as per the as suggested by AWS. Okay, so you can see first one, delete your root access keys. Delete your root access keys. Sandeep, any idea what is the root and all? What is the root account? Any idea?
Uh,
What is the root account in normal scenario, normal case, in generally?
root is the main admin.
Okay. Okay. What is the admin? What is the admin access?
Admin access.
So normally we'll call that Windows. So for like your admin access, those kind of things and all in Windows laptop or Windows desktop.
Okay.
What is the admin access means? Okay, right.
No
So
idea.
in Windows, right? In Windows and all, we will call the admin access. If you have admin access, you can do whatever you want in your laptop or your desktop in Windows server, Windows. There are different level access, read only, read write, admin and all. If you have admin access, right, you can do whatever you want. You can delete, you can remove, you can install. Okay, almost okay, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so you will have the full rights for your server or your desktop or your laptop. So in Linux, right, we have one thing, root access. What is the root access in Linux? Sandeep?
Root access.
Uh, in Linux, we have one
Like,
terminology, root access or sudo access.
yes. Sudo.
What is it? Okay.
You're asking
So
permission or root?
yeah, root permission. What is the root permission or root access? What is the root or sudo access or sudo permission?
Like read, write, execute.
Okay, fine. So root, right? Yeah, root or admin, both are similar in okay. If you have root permissions, you can do whatever you want. You can install, you can delete, you can remove. Same thing in AWS also. We have one terminology, root account. Delete your AWS root account access keys because they provide unrestricted access to your AWS resources. Means if you have root access for your AWS account, you can do whatever you want, including billing also, including credit card also. You can remove credit card. You can means you can edit. You can write the billing dashboard also. So your root means full permissions for your AWS account. Not only AWS, okay. If you take anything, Linux, in Linux also we have one root permissions. If you have root access, right, so it means you will have the full permission for your server. And same thing in AWS also we have one concept, root account. So using root account, so we can access all services, including billing dashboard, including credit card also. Okay, Sandeep. Narendra, any questions, Narendra? I think already you know what is the root, all those things and all.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Okay. So here, what is the root account? Any cases in AWS? What is the root account? Root credentials? Any question? Any guesses?
Like he can able to root can able to create users, delete users,
That's
management, everything he can.
that's okay. So what is the keys? What is your root you yeah, root access keys? What is the root keys? Root access keys.
So it's like SSH key. So you have to copy the key. You need to put it in access the servers.
Okay.
Correct?
Here, right, your root account access keys means your email ID, your password. And well, at the time of opening your AWS account, so you will give one email ID, right? Your email ID and your password. Your email ID, that password, it will act as a root account.
Email ID
At the time
at
of
the rate full
full,
your
yeah, the full account, okay, at the rate of something. For example, you're using narendra.babu at the rate of gmail.com. That is your username, password. Same. Okay. So
okay.
whatever you email ID you provided at the time of creating a AWS account, and that password will act as a root account, root access keys, root username and password. It's
Okay.
only for AWS, not for servers. Not for servers,
Yeah.
only for AWS account.
Okay.
Sandeep, did you open the AWS account?
Yes, Ram.
Okay, so you given your Gmail ID, your email ID or your password, right? So your email
Yeah.
ID, your password will be the root access keys.
Okay.
So okay, so using your email ID, the password, you can log into AWS account. So okay, you will get the full access. Whatever you want, you can do. You can edit credit card, you can delete credit card, you can pay bill using root access keys. In production, right? What we will do? We will not use the root account. Why means they provide unrestricted access to your AWS resources. So instead of root, we will use the IAM users, like individual users. We will create user Sandeep, user Narendra, user Sunil, user Ram. I will create the like users, user Sandeep. I will create one username, user Sandeep, and I will give that username to you, and I'll provide some password to you. Okay, you will log in using your individual user ID and your password. You will not use the root account. Means the main email ID, the main email ID and the password, we will not use the for day-to-day activities. Okay, Sandeep, Narendra.
Okay, Ram.
I am okay.
So as per AWS suggestion, right? So we should delete the root account access keys, but in production we will not delete. So user account, the root account credentials knows only higher level officials. The two client side higher level officials only, like the director, senior program manager. They only knows the root account credentials. Like our yeah, the team lead, team manager, architect. So they don't know root account. Okay, the architects, they don't know root account, the username, password, and all. Okay, so the root account username means the root account means here our email ID and our password only. They knows only client side higher officials. Okay, so what they will do? So instantly, so they will create one user ID. For example, Narendra, they will create one user Narendra, and they will give one password. They will create one username and password for Narendra, and they will provide to Narendra. So assume that Narendra is the architect. So they will provide admin access to Narendra. Admin access. In AWS, we have root and admin. Very small difference. Using root, you can access billing dashboard. Means the credit card, billing also. Admin access. Using admin access, we can access the all services except billing. Means except billing, except credit card, the financial. Except billing dashboard, we can access all the services using admin access. Root access, using root access, we can access billing also. Small difference, okay? So using root access, we can access entire AWS account, including billing. So same thing, we have one more thing, admin access. Okay, admin access. Using admin access, we can access all the services. We'll get all the access except billing dashboard. So we can't see the credit card. We can't edit, we can't modify, we can't delete the credit card details. So that okay, so billing dashboard, all those things and all. Any questions? Any? Narendra? Sandeep?
No,
No,
I
Ram.
am okay.
No.
Okay, so yeah, so as per AWS suggestion, so we should remove the root access, but in production, right, we don't remove. Okay, so this root credentials knows only client side higher officials. Okay, so what they will do, our team lead, our architects, they will provide the admin access. They will create one user. For that user, they will provide the admin access. Okay, so this is one best practice. So second one is activate MFA on our root account. Multi-factor authenticate. This is kind of like second layer security. First, what we will do while logging into AWS, so you will give your username, means your email ID, your password. That is first level security. As a second level security, if you want, we can configure the MFA, multi-factor authentication. Okay, this kind of OTP. Okay, it will provide some OTP. OTP. So activate MFA on your AWS root account to add another layer of protection to help keep your account secure. This security purpose. Okay. So if you want, you can configure the MFA. It's very simple. So you go Play Store. Here you can download any authenticator. Authenticator. There are different types of authenticators. Okay. So Microsoft Authenticator, you can download into your mobile. Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator. Microsoft. Okay. So anyone you can, if you want, you can download. You can test it. Anyone. Okay. So what I will do. So I will download in my mobile Google Authenticator. In my mobile, I'm downloading Google Authenticator. Google Authenticator. Google. I'm installing the Google Authenticator in my mobile. I'll show you how to configure this thing. So manage, just click after installing any other authenticator, whether Microsoft or you can see here. Okay, so you can use anyone, Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator. In my mobile, I downloaded Google Authenticator. So manage MFA. After downloading it, just manage MFA. So continue security credentials. Just leave it. Go dashboard back. Manage MFA. So barcode authenticate. So okay, click virtual MFA because virtual means the soft. Okay, that's I install this MFA in my mobile. Select virtual MFA. Continue. Okay, so we are going just scan this barcode to your mobile app. In my mobile, I install Google Authenticator. Okay. After installing your Google Authenticator, open your Google Authenticator app in your mobile and scan this barcode. Okay. So once scan that in your mobile app, you can see some code. Type here your code. This code I can see in my mobile. So yeah, I can see. Okay, one more. You can see two codes. Okay, 5701. So okay, after installing your that authenticator app in your mobile, just open your app and scan this barcode. You will see the two codes in your mobile in your app. Provide two codes here. Assign MFA. Done. Go here. Okay. So any questions? Any confusions?
It's required every time to log in, or it's one-time authentication?
Each and every time it will ask. If you try
Okay,
to log
after.
in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I will show you. As of now, any questions? Sandeep, Rajendra?
No, Ram.
No.
So what I did, right? In my mobile, I installed Google Authenticator. After installing Google Authenticator, open your Google Authenticator app and scan this barcode. Here you can see one barcode, right? Scan your barcode. Once you scan the barcode, you can see two codes, is kind of OTPs. Provide your two codes and just click OK. That's it. Here,
Ram, one
so
question.
yes, Sandeep.
We are make this MFA. This is for our account only, or we are creating for another's account?
I didn't get your question.
So this
Your
we are
account means what
activating.
is?
So we are root, correct?
Your email ID, your password will be the root account. Yes.
Okay. Now currently we are roots. We didn't create any users. We didn't create any groups, correct?
Yes. It's only for root. Yeah.
So we are activating this for our own account only. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Here,
Okay.
in this scenario, it is your account. In production, there is client account, right?
Okay.
So, for example, if you are working in production, that account belongs to client, not yours, right? In this scenario, so we are using for demo purpose. We open one account, so that is your account. In production, right, that is belongs to client account,
Okay.
like your project account, your project account.
Okay. So they will provide this authentication code for us.
Yes, they will provide. Yes, they will provide. Okay, so they will provide. Yes, the authenticator. Okay, but you should install the authenticator in your mobile.
Okay.
So this is only a one-time configuration. One-time configuration.
No,
So that
I have one
the
doubt.
architect. Yes.
So here client will give us one ID. Okay, in that ID we have to activate. Correct. No need their account information and all. So here your ID you will get one barcode. You have to scan. That will generate two code. You have to add it here. Correct.
Yeah. Here we are doing for root account. Okay, if you want, we can do our account also. And that I will show you later. Okay, so that
Yeah.
our customized account
This is
also you can do
Sandeep.
it.
This is Sandeep question. Correct, Sandeep?
Correct. Narendra.
Yeah. That we can do it, our ID. Same thing. What he followed, same thing we have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Here we are doing for the root account. Okay, root account. To secure our account, right? So why? Because someone had to root credentials, right? So they can log into using the root account. They can do whatever they want, including building dashboard. To protect our root account, all those things and all, we will configure the MFA on root. Okay, Sandeep.
Okay, Ram.
So here I will log out. I will try to log in again. It will ask the this kind of OTP. You can see it. It's asking like MFA code. Again, okay, I'm opening app, the authenticator app in my mobile. If I open my app in my mobile, right, it will show one OTP, one kind of OTP. Okay. Submit. Password. Sorry. Just refresh. Sign in. I'm providing again the text. It's kind of OTP, okay. So
OTP will change
first
every some
password,
seconds.
yeah, every, yeah, but default there will be some 1 minute, 1 minute. Every 1 minute it will change. This kind of that RS token, right? RS secure token.
Yeah, see, okay.
That will is kind of VPN. Okay. So in our production, right, we'll use some token, right? RSC token, something. Secure token. Same is kind of that token. Authenticator. RSC authenticator. Okay. So any questions, Sandeep? Narendra?
I am good.
Okay. In my case, okay, so I'm deleting. Okay, I'm not. So I'm deleting this thing. I don't require this thing. So if you want, you can keep or you can delete also. Manage, remove. Just I'm removing. Wait, so it's not required for me. Just removing. That's it. If you want, that's up to your wish. Okay, so if you want, you can keep or you can remove it. Okay, so next is instead of root account, right? We will use the IAM users, like individual IAM users. Like Sandeep, Narendra. So we'll use our usernames. Same thing. If you take Linux or Windows, VMware, any backup tool or storage tool, something, we will log into Linux or whatever it may be, VMware, Windows, okay, in server. We will log in using our username, right? Like our username and our one password. Same thing here also, we will create the users using that username. We will log into our AWS console instead of root account. Instead of root account, we will use the IAM users. We will create later groups. Sandeep, any idea what is the groups?
Groups means group. We can every users have a group, right? Group ID, user ID.
What I will do? So I will create one group, something database, some DBA group. So okay, so Sandeep or Narendra, Ram, these three guys from the DBA team. What I will do? I will create one group DBA. For this group, I will provide DB access, DB related access, DB access, and I will add these users to this group. Okay. So if I add these groups, by default, these users also will get same permission. Same thing in Linux also we have. Okay. So like if you take any backup tool or storage, in Linux also I think we have the groups on that. For example, take here I will create one group DBA group. For DBA group, I will provide one permissions like DB permissions, and I will create the users Sandeep, Narendra, Ram, and for example, these guys from the DBA team. I will add these guys to this group. By default, these guys also will get the same access levels. Okay, Sandeep?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, these things are all we will practice. Okay, we will practice later. Okay, we will practice all these things. Narendra, I think you know that this group concept.
It's and all no issue for me.
Okay. Same thing. Okay. Apply. So I am password policy. Password policy means like how much that okay. If I want to change my password, if I want to assign one password for one user, if I want to create password for one user, then how many the password length, how many characters, uppercase or lowercase, something right? Okay, one any like non-alphabetic character, the password expiration dates, all those things. If you want, we can configure these things. For example, I'm going to create one user, Sandeep user. So okay, I should assign one password for Sandeep, right? But the password, how many characters? How many? Okay, so the password length. So how many upper cases, lower cases, how many characters, how many numbers, unique special characters. So when can this expire? All those things we can set here. The password settings, simple. Okay. Any questions, Sandeep, Narendra?
No.
No.
Okay, fine, Abba. Same thing. So this thing I will show you later practically. I'll show you later. For all users, besides the root user, permissions must, okay. These 2 points I will discuss later. These 2 points I will discuss later. So these 2 points I will discuss later. When a new AWS root account is created, so it is the best practice to complete this task. Create your root account, MFA, just now we saw it, all those things under. Best practice is to log in and do daily work as an IAM user, not as the root user. So for our day-to-day tasks, we will not use root account. We will use the IAM user, our individual username, okay, based upon your level. For example, so Narendra is L3 guy. For Narendra, I will give admin access. For example, Sandeep is junior. He has only 3 years or 2 years experience. For Sandeep, we will use a read-only access. Okay. So using, okay, our IAM user, so we will work and daily work. So we will not use the root account. It is always recommended to follow the principle of least privilege. So just now we have explained it. So we will not provide like admin access for all users. So for example, one guy from database team. For the database team, I will provide only database related access. That too, for example, so Narendra from database team, he is database team L3 team, database L3, like some senior guy. Then what I will do, I will provide database admin access. For example, Sandeep also from the database team, he is also junior guy. He has only 3 years or 4 years experience. For Sandeep, I will provide database read-only access. These details that we will get from the team database team lead or okay. So as per their requirement, as per their request, we will provide all this access, root, sorry, not root, admin or read only, read write or particular access only. I will show you later. We'll discuss. We'll practice all these things under. Okay, right. Any questions?
No.
Sandeep, Narendra. Okay. Narendra, any questions? Narendra, any confusions?
No, nothing.
What I will do, I will create one user. Go here, users, add user. I'll give Ram. I can also you here. Okay. Go user, add user, Ram. These 2 things, right? So we okay. We will discuss later. We will discuss later. Just simply, I will tell you for temporary purpose. In detail, we'll discuss later. You can see it. 2 access types: programmatic and AWS management console access. So if you want to access for your Narendra, any questions, Narendra?
No.
Okay, just put please put in mute. Okay.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay, fine. Okay, thanks. Okay, right. So here we have 2 types of access: programmatic and AWS management console. What is this? Any idea? What is this AWS management console means? Any cases? Sandeep?
That one is EC3.
Sorry?
Our console access, AWS console access.
Yeah, this one which you can see now.
Yeah.
So this is like a GUI console. You can see console or GUI. If you want this console access, okay, this thing. Now you are seeing something right? This console. This one, okay, this console. If you want access for this console, then we will select this one. You will select this one. This is programmatic access means for command line. In AWS, we have command line also. You take anything. So any technology, infrastructure. I'm talking about infrastructure. Windows. In Windows, we have console or both command line also. In Linux also, we have console, command line. Take any backup tool. In backup tool also, we have console, command line. Storage also same, console, command line. Same here also same thing. In AWS also, we can access AWS using console or command line. If you want access for command line, then select this thing. If you want access for console, then select this thing. Okay. So first we'll discuss about the console. Later we'll discuss about the command line or programmatic access. Any questions, Sandeep? Narendra here?
No,
No,
I am
no.
okay.
Okay, select this is password. Or if you want to auto generate, you can mention auto generate. Otherwise, if you want to customize, you can mention the custom. This password for this user. This password for this user. Require password reset means in cases simple.
Yeah, once login,
So
they can able to change their own password.
first time, once it is the first time, right, you can change the. You should change that is password at the very first time login. If you click this thing, if you don't click, he can't change. If you don't click, he can't change. Okay. Usually we will click this thing. We will tick mark here in production. Next, click next. Okay. These things we will discuss later. Here I'm not selecting any access. Okay. Here we consider some default access levels. This thing we will discuss later in detail. It's very important. Okay, we'll discuss later. Here I'm not selecting any access, just creating user. That's it. I'm not selecting any permissions, any policies. Just creating blind user. Just leave it. We'll discuss later. Next, just review. You can review your inputs and all. Create user. So I created one user, Ram. If you want, you can download the username, all his credentials, all those things, and that. Okay. Otherwise, you can close this thing. Go dashboard. This link we will provide to users or clients. Okay. This is the link to login using IAM users. This link we will provide to users or clients. Copy this link. Just open other browser, means like in any other browser, Chrome or sorry, or any Internet Explorer, other browser. Okay, don't log in same browser. So just open other browser. Browse this one. Just type. Just browse that one. Here, right, it will ask our username and our password. I will log in using my username and my password. I have a user, right, Ram user. I can log into here. This is my account ID. Account ID means once you create your account, right? So click this thing, my account. It is your unique account ID, your AWS unique account ID. I think 16 digits. You can see here your unique account ID, your account name, this one, and your password. If you want to change your password, you can change your password here itself. This is the same, my account ID, this one. My account ID, my username, Ram, my password. First login, we should change password. Why? Because here I click the checkbox. Okay. So now I log into my account using my username. You can see here my username Ram. If you see this account here, here I logged into using root credentials. Okay, root credentials. You can see here. I can access my building dashboard also. Here, go here, my building dashboard. Yeah, I can. Okay. If you log in using your root credentials, you can access the your building dashboard also, your building dashboard, and your credit card details also. You can see, you can edit, you can delete your credit card details also. Here, right, in other browser, I log in using my username, using this link, using this link. Using this link, okay, this link we will provide to users or customers or the clients. This link will provide to customers. Okay, they can log into AWS console using this link, same link. Using this link, I log into AWS using my username and my password. Any questions, Sandeep, Narendra?
No.
No.
Now I'll try to access any one service. Just I'll try to access any one service. No. Okay, you can see here. So I log into my account using my username. You can see here. You are not authorized. You are not authorized. You can try any service, any service. You can try any service. Same message, same error you will get. Why? Any questions?
Why? Because we didn't give any permissions.
Yes, exactly. At the time of creating my user ID, my username, I didn't provide any permissions, any access, any permissions. I didn't provide anything. I created or empty username, like null username. Okay, so I didn't provide any access. Okay, Narendra, Sandeep, any questions here?
No,
No, I'm clear.
You know, by default, any new IAM user you create in an AWS account is created with no access to any AWS service. Like this. So like this. So we will not get any access. This is non-explicit deny rule set on all new IAM users. So by default, we will not get any access. If you want any access, we have to provide, we have to attach some access, some policy. By default, we will not get any access, any permissions. This thing we will call non-explicit deny rule. Okay. So if you are going to attempt any certification, then you will get this question in your certification. In interview, I think they won't ask this much depth. In interview, I think okay, they won't ask this much depth and that, but in certification, right? So you may get this question. By default, any new IAM user, we will not get any access. Any access. This thing we will call the non-explicit deny rule. Okay, Sandeep. Narendra, any questions?
No.
no.
Now what I will do, I will go to here, the main, the root account. Okay. I will go to user. I go to RAM and see here. Okay. As of now, he has only IAM user change password means he can change his password. That's it. As of now, he has access only. He can change his password. That's it. Add permission. You can see here. By default, right, we will get, so there is some, okay, the predefined default access levels which is provided by the AWS. Okay. If you want, we can create our customized process also, customized access levels also. That we will discuss later. By default, so we can, okay, we will get some default access levels. For example, admin access. Type admin, right? You can see administrator access. Means, for example, so okay, this one guy like 10 plus something, 5 plus 7, 8 years experience guy. So for that guy, we will give the admin access. If you want to only read only, so read only, you can type here read only. You can see here for each and every service we will have the, we will get the some read only. Easy to read only. Okay, so Elastic File System read only, S3 read only. You want to give any database. You can see database administration access. Network, you can see network administrator. Storage. We have some different type of storage and all. Whatever access we need, so we will provide. So this thing we will discuss later. What we will do now, I will give. So for this guy, for RAM, I will give admin access. Next, just review, add permission. So I given admin access for RAM. I given admin access. Now I'll go to RAM console here. Here RAM console. Just refresh. Okay, just also you can try to access any service. Just I'll refresh. Just refresh. Now I can see I can access the my AWS resources or services. Okay, I can access whatever I want. Okay, so any questions, Sandeep, Narendra?
No.
Okay, fine. So you can see IAM user, same thing. Okay, same thing. Just now we discussed, right? So when first created by default, an IAM user has non-explicit denial rule for all AWS services and does not have access to use them until a policy granting allow access has been applied to the user or to the group belonged. Same thing. Just now we discussed, right? Already we saw the practical also. So IAM users receive EDQ access credentials, so you do not share it with others. Already I think we know, right? So we should not share our credentials with others, and we should not store these credentials in servers also. In like this kind of in desktop, we should not share our credentials in servers in desktop. We should not share to others. Like this best practice. Right? User can have group on the group we will discuss later. This point I will show you practically. Okay, right. Any questions, any confusions as of now, except this last two bytes. The last 2 bytes I will show you practically.
No, Ram.
Okay, right. So, Narendra, any questions, Narendra? Any questions, something, any confusions?
No.
Okay, so, okay, fine. Okay, right, so, can we continue or we'll see tomorrow? If I need something, we go first class, right? So, if any confusions, some any questions and all, we can continue tomorrow. You can practice till now. What do you say? Narendra? What do you say?
I am okay. Check with Sandeep.
No, Ram,
Sandeep,
I'm
what do you
okay.
say?
We can
You're
continue,
okay,
Ram.
right?
No
Oh,
problem. Yeah.
okay, right. Here, right? This is just like we will say to customers or clients or users. If you want, we can customize also. For example, so my project name is, my account name is XYZ. XYZ. So we can give a name XYZ. Already exist. For example, my client is Ron. So my client name is something just XYZ ABC 123. For example, even we can customize also. We can customize. So our project name dot signin dot aws amazon.com console. This will use our customers, our users. You click users. As of now, I have only one user, right? You can see here. Groups. As of now, no groups. We don't have any groups. This thing we'll discuss later. Programmatic access. This thing. Password is today. Last activity. So today, MFA. I deleted it. Okay, I deleted it. So that's why it's not enabled. Tags will discuss later. Security credentials. Here you can see here. If you want to change password, for example, Ram, the user forgot his password. Okay. So as a AWS admin, we can change his password. You can see here. Console password, manage. So if you want to give any auto-generated, you can give or you can customize any password. You can create a new password and you can provide that user. For example, suppose you forgot his password, the customer forgot password, he will request you as a AWS, okay? You will request to AWS team, like AWS admin. So as a AWS admin, we can change his password. Access advisor. So this thing we'll discuss later. Okay, so we'll discuss later.
Ram,
Groups. Something.
only root can change the password, right? Change or reset.
Admin.
Yes,
Admin also can
admin.
change.
Only admin can change the password, right?
Yes. Yes, Sandeep. Only admin can change the password. Yes, Sandeep. Yes, only admin can change the password.
Okay, Ram. Okay, continue.
Groups, same thing. I think already you know what's the groups and all. So here I'll create one admin group. So next, for admin group, what I will do, I will provide the admin access. Otherwise, what I will do, so I will create database DBA group. Okay, for DBA group, I'll provide database access. So I will create some other users. We can get multiple users at a time. So just leave it. Give something. Password. Just give something. Okay. Just leave it. Already we know these things, right? So we don't want. Just add user to group. I'm adding these users. Sandeep. Okay. I'm adding. Otherwise, just next. Later also, just leave this thing. We'll discuss later. Just review your inputs. Create users. Just close. Okay. Groups. DBA group. So what I will do, I will go to RAM user. For RAM user, I give an admin access, right? I will delete admin access for RAM. Go to groups, DBA group. Okay, and I'll click my users, no users as of now. So no users for this group. Add users to group. I'll add all group, all members. So add users to this group. Now I created one group and I created some users, some Narendra, Ram, Sandeep, and all. I added to this group. For this group, so we have database admins. Now, if you see users, go any user, you can see here attached from group. This policy, this permissions. Okay, so we got from the group, so attached from group. These are the group permissions. For group, I given DBA, that the database permissions, and I added my users to that group. By default, all the users, okay, who are part of that group, so they will also get same permissions, same policies. Any questions, Sandeep, Narendra? Simple question, just simple thing. I created a group. Narendra, you were saying something?
Nothing. I am not. It's okay. I am saying.
Okay. Okay, fine. Simple thing. Just okay. So I created one group, DBA group. For this group, I given database access. I created the user 1, user 2, user 3. I added this user to this group. By default, all these 3 users also will get the same permissions. Already I logged into RAM user, right? RAM user. So now you see. Now, okay, now RAM user have only database access, database admin access. So now I will just refresh. Now I am in the RAM account. You can see here. Now I am in the RAM account. I'll try to access. Just refresh. That's it. EC2. I'll try to access EC2. You can see you are not authorized. I'll try to access any other some other access. So S3 storage. So you can see access denied something. You can see you don't have any buckets. Yeah, first of all, just create bucket. If you see, right, if we click this thing, just maximize this thing. Here you can see. So what are okay in database? So that database, okay. So he can access cloud S3 full access, RDS full access, Redshift full access, EC2 limited. Only you can list, that's it. Means list means read only. It's kind of read only. So for this thing, for database admin, this policy, this permission, this policy. So okay, these are the sub permissions. IAM list read write. Okay. EC2 limited. The DynamoDB full KMS. Okay. The keys I will tell you later. KMS, Lambda limit, RDS full access, Redshift full access, S3 full access, SNS full access. Based upon this permissions, you can access, RAM can access this services. Okay, this services. Okay, so any questions, Narendra, Sandeep?
I'm okay.
No, Ram.
Okay, just basic. In interview, they won't ask how to create user, how to create a group. They won't ask. But in interview, they will ask, what is a group? What is the difference between group and what is the difference between policies? That will the policies we will discuss tomorrow. And in interview, they won't ask how to create the users. They won't ask. But so I will tell you the interview questions. Okay. So once we're done the IAM, the service, we'll discuss interview questions also. So
Okay.
here you can see, so users can have group and regular user policies applied to them, meaning a user can have multiple IAM policies applied to them at any given time. Means for single users, we can attach the multiple users also, multiple permissions also. But now he has RAM. You can see RAM. Now RAM has IAM user that password change policy, and here admin policy. If you want, we can add the some other thing also. So network administration. Okay. So for
Ram,
single
one
user, yeah,
up to how
yes,
many
Sandeep?
permissions you can assign to a user? Like, is there any limitation, or we can act?
Yes, Sandeep. In AWS, for each and every sub-service, each and every service, there is one limit. This is one limit. Okay. So we don't want to remember that limits and all. Yes, there will be some limit. For each and every service, there will be some limit. If we reach that limit, Sandeep, I will tell you later. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, Ram.
but your question, the answer is yes, we have limit. Not only IAM, not only this, each and every service, there will be one limit with it, one limit. If we reach that limit, so we can raise the support case. They will increase. That I will show you later.
Okay, Ram.
Right? Okay. So for single user, we can assign the multiple permissions, multiple policies. Okay, like this. Same thing. Okay. So this point, okay, this last point I will show you later. So tomorrow we'll discuss this last point. I will show you practically. Group, same thing. Just now we discussed right. Same thing. Okay. So same thing. Okay. Found you can refer this diagram also. Okay. Right. So any questions? Narendra, any confusions? And Sandeep, any questions?
Yeah, here I am okay. So,
Okay. Right.
apart from this, I have some doubt. We can discuss once completed. This is end, no, today.
Yeah. So we will close for today. Okay. So we will continue from the remaining tomorrow.
Okay. We can connect
So
multiple network. We can access multiple devices in the class. So
multiple
different DC. Like, I am A company. So you are B
okay.
company. So
Okay.
I have one VPN access. My subnet is different. So your
Yeah.
network is different. So your network is
Yeah.
different.
Yes.
My
Yes.
network is different. So we need to access from here and there.
Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
there any EAD or what is the protocol we are going to use for accessing to the different DCs?
So yeah, you're asking about the hybrid cloud, right?
Yeah. So okay, that we can.
Yeah. We have. I think you know what is SAML.
Okay.
So we can integrate our EAD server with AWS.
Okay.
And I think you know that the EAD LDAP.
Yeah, I know that. So we are doing it,
Yeah.
no?
Same. Yeah. Yeah. We can integrate EAD server. SAML means the AD. We can integrate our AD with AWS.
So here we'll create on AD, separate
And
AD, we'll test it, or is it possible?
yeah, which is possible. We can, if you want, we can
Okay,
see.
okay, okay, we'll do that.
And VPN also. So like we
Okay,
can create the VPN. Through VPN, we can connect AWS network from our home network or a different network.
okay.
I think you know that VPN also. What is a VPN?
Yeah, that and all we know.
That yeah, we can do all those things.
Okay, we'll see it. No
Okay,
issue.
right. Okay, right. So, any other questions, Sandeep?
No, no.